Hey everyone, today I'm here because I want to talk about the tag team arena a little bit, but mostly in regards to how you should be approaching it as a newer player or a free-to-play player, or really someone that's kind of in the mid to very early late game at the most. So you don't have a ton of champions, you don't have a ton of gear. You're at the point where maybe you can farm some of the dungeons up to 16 or 20, but not everywhere. So basically, it's before you're at the point where you can very easily come up with 3 full teams in the arena of either meta champions or just very strong teams in general. So now I'm not going to talk at all about team building or team compositions or anything like that. I think WSoul13 has a really good explanation of like the types of teams you want to build for either new or free-to-play players. I'll have that down below, a link to that. But what I want to talk about is just, first of all, why would we do Tag Team Arena? And just like anything in this game, the reason of why we would do it is for the rewards. So let's just take a quick look at the rewards. I'm going to make the assumption that you probably don't have the champions, gear, roster just in general, to be able to get into silver, right? Like, silver right now is still very difficult to get into. On my main, I do have to try a little harder just to make sure that I stay in silver every week. But here on my free-to-play account, I'm entirely just focused on bronze and getting the rewards here in bronze. And the rewards we're looking for are these Drexstar fragments, because again, it's a free legendary, and it's a free legendary that's pretty reasonable, helps you in faction wars, and it helps you in Spider, and honestly, it can help you in Tag Team Arena as well, just if you don't have anything better by the time that you're able to unlock him. Additionally, sometimes you're going to want rare skill tomes. I'm not really looking for them myself, but the big things are energy for 1,000 gold bars and ancient shards for 1,200 gold bars. So those are the big 3 things that you're going to be looking for: is energy every week, ancient shards every week if you can, and every day trying to get your Drexstar fragment. Now, the thing with that is, we would just say, well, if we just win every single time, then we'll be okay, like we'll be able to get all of these at a relatively low level of bronze. But the thing is, for most of the week, what you're going to want to do is, getting a little bit of lag here. Going to go to my defense. I just have a one-man defense for all 3 of my teams. And the reason for that is so that I can keep relatively low in whatever tier I'm in. Because when I do that, I'm going to get teams like this. I'm going to get a lot of other people that are trying to stay low, and they have one-man defense teams. And it's just a very quick way to get, my battles into the day. So you are trying to spend as little time and effort as you can, to get your full rewards. And, that was very, very fast. And, looks like 9 total seconds, and I got one of my wins. So, 20 of those in a day, the normal refresh, and then the 10 that you get from the advanced quests. And for the majority of the week, you can do that. Now, for the last day, so 20 to 30 hours or so on Sunday, and late into Saturday as well, you have the issue that everyone is trying to either get to this point. So as you win, it pushes up this meter, and if you're in here, you get to stay in that tier for the week. If you get up to here, you get to move up a tier for the week. Moving up the tiers gives you more bars at the end of the week, and it gives you more bars per win. So you're getting more rewards and you're getting them faster. Now the issue is, everyone knows that and they're trying to do that. So as the week goes on, people put more effort into making sure they have an actual defense. So your strategy has to actually change. You'll go in, you'll change your defense to whatever you end up normally use. Let me actually just throw my defense in here real quick so you can kind of see. So basically what I have is I have 2 reasonable teams, and then a team of just everyone else that I have that's the most cohesive it can be. Because at this point, I can't have a full 3 teams that are, what you would consider strong arena teams. So with that in mind, what you need to do on Sundays, when everyone has their full defenses in, is you have to go through and look, are there any of these where if I go in, I have a very good chance, if not a guaranteed chance, that if I fight their 2 weaker teams and ignore their strongest team, do I have a chance at just winning those 2 out of 3? So what I do is I look and try to figure out what's the strongest team. So not just by power, right? So I'm looking here and I see, okay, they have a good speed lead, they have a turn meter booster, and Syl is very strong, Fushan is very strong, and then Payton was pretty good as well. So like this team is very strong. It's definitely the strongest of their 3 teams. So I would put my weakest team up against that because I'm not trying to win against that. I'm only trying to win 2 of the 3 fights. And then from here I want to look and see, okay, what is the weakest of these? Put my second strongest team against that, and then kind of hope that it goes well. So we're looking that this player in their tag team arena has 328,000 power. I have 245. But my goal is not to win all 3. I just want to win this one, and I want to win this one. So let's go in and hope it goes well for me. So again, this first one, we're just gonna, like, we don't even have to do anything. We're probably going to get completely destroyed before we even take a turn. That was not close. However, now on this team, this should not be a struggle at all. Like our main team against their second best team should be pretty straightforward. And now this is where we're going to worry. Our second best team against their worst. So in this particular team, I have, I'm hoping to lower the turn meter with my Jingle Hunter here. Got it on 1. But now the real hope is that I'm able to take out 1 or 2 of them. Yeah, so this Tyrell is going to be potentially a problem, which not much we could do about it, but because this is kind of what we're looking at for the end of the week. So we tried here, and there's a reasonable shot that this is not going to go well for us. No, well, actually it will go. So we end up pulling this one out, but that's kind of how your Sundays are going to look. You're really going for 2 wins here, and this would be a success. I would call this a success on Sunday. So with that sort of idea in mind, let's look at the math of where do we need to get all the rewards we want in bronze. So let me actually go over and let's just take a quick look at Excel real quick. So I've gone through ahead of time to give you guys an idea of what's going on. So all this is I'm just looking at bronze 1 through 4. This is the gold bars we get at the end of the week, and this is how many we get per win. And then I'll explain these in a moment. But down here, these are the rewards that we're looking for. So Drexstar fragments are 360 a day. 7 days is 300 times 10 plus 60, or 300 times 7 plus 60 times 7. So 2100 plus 420 is 2520. Then 100 the energy, the 300 energy is 1,000 gold bars, and an ancient shard is 1,200 gold bars. So if we look at this, if we're just trying to get Drexstar fragments, it's 2,520 gold bars a week, which is very, very doable, as we'll see in a moment. And that's the minimum. We want to be making sure we get Drexstar as soon as we possibly can to help us out in all the areas of the game. The next priority, in my mind, should be the energy, because the energy makes it easier for us to do fusion and fragment events or compete in tournaments, stuff like that. Just like the extra energy is a huge deal. And then if we manage to have enough gold bars per week that we can get the ancient as well, I mean, that would be our goal. So let's just take a quick look at what these columns over here mean. So 100% win rate. That means that every single day of the week, you're able to use all 20 fights and you win in each of those all 3 battles. So you aren't letting anything go to waste. This is what's going on, that you are just winning every single time and moving on. So at bronze 1, if you win every single fight and use all of your tokens every day, you are able to get all of the Drexstar fragments, which is actually a big deal now, because before the advanced quest, that was not the case. Now, what realistic means is for 6 of the 7 days, when you're able to fight all of the teams that have just a 1-man defense 3 times, and on Sunday you're only winning 2/3 of your battles, you're only getting 2630. But that's still enough to get Drexstar. And the 50% win rate, you can either think about it as you are not getting a full 3 wins each time, and or you can think about it in the sense that maybe you only have time to use your free refresh every single day, right? You get 10 fights. Maybe you only have time to do that. That's the exact same as if you had all of them and you only won half the time. So if you only have time to use the 10 you get for free, these are the amount of gold bars that you're going to get in a week. Now, down here, if we're looking at it then, to get Drexstar, even if we're going with the realistic expectation of every day but Sunday we can win every fight, even in Bronze 1 we can get our Drexstar fragments. So that's not really what we want to focus on. What we want to focus on is, okay, well, what if we want to make sure we're getting the energy as well? So that is kind of interesting as well, in the sense that it makes no difference if you're winning every single fight or if you are having to lose some fights on Sunday, whether you can get the energy or not. So, and that actually holds when we're looking at getting the Ancient as well. Like if you can get up to Bronze 3, having a 100% win rate versus having your Sundays being more difficult and not winning every time doesn't actually make a difference at all in whether you're able to get these rewards or not. What really matters is if you don't have the time to use all of your tag team tokens, then you're going to need to get all the way up to Bronze 4 and win every single fight all week to be able to just get Drexstar fragments and the energy. And then it will take you basically every 2 weeks after that. Once every 2 weeks, you'll be able to get an Ancient Shard. Or actually, it's a little more than that. So every 2.5 weeks or so. In any case, that's not really where you want to be. So the question is, if you are limited on time and you can't do this every day, or you think you can't do this every day, what are some solutions? And something that I very highly encourage is what you do is you scroll through here. Like I said, it doesn't take very long to do the very easy ones. As soon as you're done with these easy ones, just hit refresh, right? And then I'm gonna go in and I see, okay, this will take me, 10 seconds and I'll be through it. Which means that if you have, a minute during the day that you can just log in, hit refresh and do one of these, that actually saves you an incredible amount of time, right? Like you don't have to worry about doing actual fights. And look, this was only 8 seconds. So I would say, okay, well, none of these, well, actually this is another one that would be, very fast, another 10 seconds or so. And then I would just close the app and I would go back doing, whatever I was doing at that point in time. And then any time, that's 15 minutes or so later, then I can come back in if I'm in a break at something and just see, okay, I'm gonna hit refresh, see if there's anything new, right? So I'll just hit refresh here. It's just to show you guys. And I look and it's like, nothing really jumps out at me. Like I would do this, but it's not going to be another 10-second one, right? It'll be a little more because chances are their champions are going to just have more HP that it takes a little longer. So that's kind of what I would suggest if you don't have as much time as I do to play the game. But it still isn't that much longer, right? We're just logging in. We're in here for less than a minute just to check to see if there's any fights that we can take. And this is how your Tag Team Arena is going to go basically Monday through Saturday every single week. So that's actually pretty straightforward to get all of your wins in that way. If you can just log in, 6 or 7 times during the day for a minute, you'll be able to get all of those done. So that's really all I had to say for this. I just really wanted to talk about what you should be focusing on, because again, as we saw, you don't need 3 full teams. You want to have your normal arena team, and then you want to, like I said, look down below at WSoul's guide for making arena teams and see what you can do for a second one. Because if you can come up with a second team, then you'll be able to push up through the ranks. And as we saw, the Excel sheet here, it showed us that it doesn't take that much to be able to get to a reasonable point where we can get the energy and Drexstar fragments. That's only Bronze 2. If you can manage to get yourself up to Bronze 3, that's an extra Ancient you're getting every single week. And that doesn't require you to have 3 full teams of 6-star champions with masteries and ascensions and books and everything like that. You just need to have your normal arena team and then a somewhat reasonable team to be able to fight off the weakest team of other players, which, like I said, is not too terribly hard to do. So that's all I really had for you guys today. If you want to catch me live, I do stream every day from Sunday through Thursday, right around the daily reset. So that's 6 Central Time now. And that's at twitch.tv/cluelesseconomist. So thank you for watching, and I hope to catch you live.